So I'm trying to get a clearer picture of what I know about the world that's beyond our five senses. And of course, personally, I don't know much. I mean, I've had some experiences. When I was little, I saw beings that played with me. Uh, and, I've had some instances of sleep paralysis. And I'm pretty much, I think, energetically closed off to having experiences like that because I really don't want to have interaction with astral beings. Uh, I don't know who they are. I'm not going to invite them to be around me or in the house or in my heart or in my dreams. I just don't want to have anything to do with them. And so I think it's one of the reasons, when I was young, I was more open to it. And then I just don't want to have anything to do with them. When I was in my light and love phase, when I was teaching yoga, I also had some experiences then, some auditory sort of things. But, again, you don't know who that is. And if we only rely on our emotions because it makes us feel good, it's just like here. Not everything that makes you feel good is good for you or has your best interest in mind. So, I guess I'm just going to have to wait till I croak to find out what's going on. I really don't even want to find out. I want to be left alone after I die. I pretty much want to be left alone now too. And I am for most part. I have a lot of alone time, which is really, really good. And when I meditate, I basically just want to go to the void and rest. And I'm hoping that when I die, I can maintain that intention and go to the void. So, from all the NDE reports and the out of body trips, and people have so many varied experiences with that, which really goes to show you it all comes from us. It pretty much comes from us and what we've learned and what we believe. I was just, if you want to listen to some really good NDEs, Jeff Mara, Mara, has podcasts all over the place, and I believe he has a YouTube channel. He has some really great near-death experiencer interviews, but he also interviews other people. And I just listened to an interview with a lady named Vicky Joy Anderson, and I believe her website is vickyjoyanderson.com. She wrote a book. She's got like a 40-year history of sleep paralysis, very scary stuff. And she comes from a Bible-based sort of background, but she is open to the more spiritual aspects of this. She doesn't call everything that she doesn't understand, a demon. So it's a really interesting interview, and she wrote a book, and it's called "They Only Come at Night" or something creepy like that. And I tell you, Jeff asks really good questions. Sometimes he'll ask questions of people who never even thought of asking that. So he's very good. I like his. He's very calm. He doesn't interrupt all the time, and he doesn't interpret things for people. He just lets them tell their story, which is very cool. I think he's just a really cool guy. And as usual, the stories are totally varied. But what was interesting, this Joy person, this Vicky, she was she did a history on sleep paralysis, yeah. And way back when, people would see, you know, shadow people and the man with a hat, and it was more creepy ghost-like things. Now, in the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years or so, the apparitions seem more mechanical because, I guess, because people are involved with technology. So the apparitions seem more technological. And it was weird, when I worked in psychiatry, and I read something along those same lines where, the hallucinations that and the voices that people heard went along with the technology. So, again, it really seems like we just create the world and the astral with what we believe. And, and by now we're all intermingled with each other and connected somehow to those beings. And to me, it just seems like a great whole big mess, you know. So I'm gravitating more and more towards just detaching. And I think I really need to be very, 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 very sure that I don't want to come back here, because people, or there's, if they, near death, if they just think, just a fleeting thought of their children or their pets or food or whatever here, they're back. Boom, they're back. No regrets, having no regrets, and no attachments, not wanting to come back here. And like, why would anybody? I mean, it's pretty to look at, yes. It's kind of pretty, but there must be other beautiful places. In once you're out there, you can probably create your own little reality, without things having to eat each other, you know. So to me, the void is the place to go to, and then from there, see what your spirit is capable of. Don't like, not getting sidetracked. And here we're trained to be sidetracked. We're trained to be entertained. Something's always going on, and I notice when people pass over, they're waiting for something. Now what? Now what? I'm all by myself. Now what? Well, then the what shows up, right? The light or whatever. So being with yourself, being okay with nothing going on, is what I think would be the best training, you know. And there are a lot of meditations out there. Be careful though. I ran across somebody, I believe she's in Australia, and she's lovely, and she has a lot of meditations on her site, and healing meditations. But some of it is like, I don't know. And then she has this ascension idea sometimes, and she's very, very much aware of what's going on here in 3D. But no, I don't think I'll even recommend her. But somebody recommended on my channel, this astrologer, Lalita Karoli. I'm gonna put her link under here. And I believe she's a really good astrologer. Most astrologers don't know what they're doing, but she seems to know what she's doing. And she's very much in tune with the shenanigans here and the shenanigans there. She puts out some really good stuff. So she's another one that's good to listen to, I think. And just because, I listen to somebody, it doesn't mean I agree with everything they say. But it just, listening to people like that helps me strengthen my own resolve. So, I think that's was all I was going to say. I mean, the number of life forms and spiritual, whatevers seems to be endless. And the near-death experiences and the sleep paralysis and the alien abductions, and that all seems to have some sort of common ground. And we're in the middle of all this, and we have no memories. We get memory wiped. That's why another thing, if you just don't go to that light thing, don't even engage with them. I think as soon as you engage with them, you're opening the door. Here, if we open the door to somebody that we don't really want, we can slam it shut again and say, go away. It's a slower reality. I think over there, as soon as you engage with something, you're enmeshed with it. So I would say, don't even engage with them. Give yourself time. Give yourself time to see what's going on. And if Jesus is true, and if Jesus loves you, he can wait. He can wait. And have it be your decision. I don't know any of them. I know nobody over there. And if they look like somebody I know, I don't know if that's real. I have no idea. We're much too trusting. And the other thing that there are a lot of contract resolving sites online where you can just dissolve your contracts that you've been tricked into, that you can't remember you made. And this lady, Vicky Joy Anderson, in her book, she says, I haven't gotten it yet, but she says she has a whole chapter on releasing contracts. So and so I read somewhere that it's good to do it every day, to think about it every day and just kick these assholes out of your life every night and every morning, every day, twice a day. Just release them, send them back to where they came from. Get tough. All right. That's it. I hope you're all doing well. Happy New Year. It's finally snowing here. It's been raining and raining and raining, so it's finally snowing. Take really, really, really good care of yourselves. And remember, if you don't feel well, if you're depressed, there's so much information out there, and sometimes it just helps to have somebody in the comments, give you a heart or something, wishing you well. So if you have nobody else, I'm not crazy about the internet, the web, but there are some good aspects to it. All right. Take care. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.